Hey, what up? This is NAAN. I'm here hanging out with iHeartRadio South by Southwest.
And now I know you probably talked about this before, but if you had, which I think you do, your own iHeart station, what are the most important bands for you to be on that really represent what you do, style of music?
The bands that I would put on like my radio would be everything from Bob Dylan to Tom Petty to Biggie Smalls and Fela Kuti and Bob Marley, you know, stuff like that. Some Mumford and Sons, some Coldplay, Nas, yeah.
That's enough for a full station. I love it. So now we've talked a lot before about music and kind of how things are changing. South by Southwest is an awesome snapshot of what's next. How would you describe kind of like what's going on with music right now?
I think what's happening is there is a crossroads that happens once in a while in which the story of the world is shifting, it's changing, and it's kind of, essentially it's the same story, but there are ways in which these stories are being affected. Like, you know, there are new ideas and inventions and ways of methods of communication which have never existed in the history of the world. And so the way stories are being told is changing, and I feel like when that happens, it's at crossroads with music. It really marks the way new sound begins, new way of listening to things begin. You know, when things like that have always emerged, you have like the punk rock era that comes out of that. You have like dub that comes out of that. Hip hop is born out of those kinds of new needs of communication, and I feel like it makes for interesting new ideas.
And I know lyrics are really important to you, right? Like,
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like lyrics. I think, I mean, I love melody and I love lyrics, but honestly, I think content is king. It's like if somebody has a soul in which they have something to say from that place, you know, it's like a ever springing kind of lyrics come out of something like that. And lyrics to me are just, I don't take it lightly. Every line is important to me.
So 2 quick questions before you're about to jump on stage. One, what do you have in store for you this whole week?
I've got like a bunch of stuff that I'm doing. I mean, the most, you know, outside of like press and shows, I'm doing like Alan and whatever.
Oh, okay.
These kinds of great things. Outside of that, the most intense thing is that I've got to finish the album. And I'm like, I've spent a year and a half living in the studio with these songs, and now I've got to like turn them in and let them go. And so that's kind of a beautiful, nerve-wracking moment that I'm in.
And you know, I would definitely want you to let people know where they can find your album, you know, when it's coming, things like that. But also, you're such a leader. What advice do you have for people wanting to get into music and maybe play South by Southwest 2013?
I would say the most important thing that anybody has to offer is themselves. And so I would say just, you know, be you, truly be you, and we'll have something special.
Okay, cool. Thanks so much.